My character's name is David, and he's a young kind of chef from Ireland that comes over to London to kind of follow his dream, chase his dream down of becoming a kind of an established chef, if you like. Started out, I'd imagine, working in kind of like, golf clubs and hotels and stuff like that, and worked his way up the food chain, and has worked in kind of quite established places until now he finally gets recruited by his hero in Adam Jones and gets brought into the Michelin star world. Yeah, I think David sees Adam as like, the potential of what's out there, and we learn early on in the script that David has studied Adam's menus in school, in culinary school, and I think that Adam sees in David something that he obviously likes and obviously finds in himself, being a passionate chef, and that's the passion about the food and the obsession about getting it right, and I think that's why he takes him on and knows that he has talent as a young chef as well. And of course David is just following the path because Adam's a rock star in the culinary world, and as far as he's concerned, any opportunity to work under this man would be amazing. So yeah, I guess Adam kind of goes on this mission to find, his, as you say, his dirty dozen in the kitchen. And David, he finds in a pop-up kind of restaurant, one of these hip and trendy places you'd find in East London and places like that. And he's basically finds this place that has these lamb kebabs that are like absolutely out the door busy. And he goes in and finds David in there, and he's kind of the guy who's running things in there. And Adam obviously does his homework and finds out that he's worked in a couple of, quite prestigious kitchens before that as well, and kind of just recruits him and as the youngest member of the team to earn his keep, I suppose. I guess for Adam, it may be personal, it may be kind of, many different things, but it's certainly he's trying to get his third Michelin star, which is the kind of the be all and end all. And he previously had this restaurant in Paris that was doing extremely well, and due to personal issues, he fell out of it, and his business went up in flames, and all his relationships and all that kind of stuff. So he's back, sober, fresh out of rehab. He's learned all these new kind of thrills and spills down in the deep south in Louisiana, and he's back to open up a Michelin star to silence the critics, if you will, and thus the reason for him coming back to London and opening up a new place. I think it's the thrill of cooking, the excitement. I've spoken to chefs, and particularly young chefs, that are coming up in this world, that are working in these type of restaurants, and a lot of them refer to the thrill of service and how when something goes right, it's unbelievable. And a lot of these guys have been cooking since they could walk, and they come up like cooking in like, golf clubs and hotels and places like this, and eventually get bumped up and up and up until they get to, if they're lucky enough to get to this place, they said the thrill is unlike anything they've ever experienced. And that's got to be what keeps them coming back, because they work such crazy hours. They work up to 16 hours a day for 6 days a week. I think they get half an hour's rest at 5 o'clock. They're in at like something like 6 in the morning and out again at like, 1 o'clock in the morning. So for David is what keeps him going. It's the thrill of it and getting things right and just loving to cook. All these young chefs that I spoke to and that I've met have got this really kind of cocky thing about them. Like they're in this business to get somewhere, and because they love what they do, and they're very confident people. They like their food, they know all about it, and so that I wanted that presence about this kid, even though he's nervous in the kitchen and it's his first big shot is at a Michelin star kitchen. He knows what he's doing. He's been cooking all his life. And so that was important for me to surround myself with that kind of stuff. Like Marcus Waring was good enough to let me come and watch a full evening service in the Berkeley Hotel, which was just incredible. The one thing that jumps out at me with all of John's work is the characters. And they're human. They're very, very human. They're human stories. And no matter what the circumstance, you can relate with that person on some kind of emotional level. which is really lovely, you know, and I think that's how he's approaching this one as well, even though there's these big personalities in the kitchen and, you know, it's a crazy kind of a, you know, sometimes heated environment, excuse the pun, but it's all real, and you can pick characters out and go, oh my God, yeah, they're from this and that, you know, and it's you really connect with those people. And in terms of it feeling like a real environment, yeah, you know, it's horrible. Like, you've got all those ovens on, all those stoves. These guys do this for like sometimes 18 hours a day, and they're covered in burns. They chop through their fingers. But they're Trojans. They just keep on going. Today, in particular, my character is David messes up something, and Sienna's character is on the pass, and she is just shouting at me, just constantly not letting up, in my face, and it's horrible. You feel like you're 10 years of age in class, like you've done something wrong, and you can't talk back. You cannot talk back. You have to swallow and take everything. Yes, chef, no, chef. And even though we were in the middle of the take, all of that was real. All of that, like, just like me biting my tongue and being like, because I almost had to pull it back and go, my God, you know, this is hell. I don't know how these people go through it.
In the movie National Treasure, the good guys in the movie use Google and the bad guys use Yahoo. For this and more movie facts, click on more videos.